Okay, so today I went onto the Hytale Reddit and I saw this post, which I figured was just a troll because the Hytale info Reddit is in a weird state right now where people troll a lot. Then I saw another post from a moderator this time saying that there's a new blog post. So I figured that there was, and there is. Now, like everyone was kind of expecting, not much is said about the game here. It's basically just Noxie and John Hendricks talking about their process of updating, and there's like nothing that can be taken as news, except we received this brand new image from Righteous Pebble, who is an ex-community fan artist that got hired by the game, as well as this picture of some Outlanders hiking through the snow. There is a tiny bit of news that we actually got that's massive. John Hendricks mentioned that they recently hit a major milestone. They had their first external playtest. It also said that they tested an extensive number of systems for balance and flexibility, including player movement, abilities, weapons, armor, items, buffs, and magic. Now, this is huge because this means that they're ready to the point where they are getting people to actually play the game. And while this would have been a very structured test with everybody, I would assume, that was involved under NDA or a non-disclosure agreement, this means that the game is playable and they're ready to present it to an outside audience. He also says that the playtesters had a great time, which they would say that whatever happened, but it's good to know that they supposedly had fun. It also says 2 testers conspired to escape the arena and have some mischief, which is pretty funny. And then we got this picture of skulls, which I don't know what these could be. They might be Farron's maybe, but otherwise I have no idea. And finally, we get this image of a Farron in what looks like some really warm coats. And a mention, interesting costume for a desert-dwelling character, unless the factions of Orbis aren't restricted to specific biomes or zones. Now there's an idea, which suggests that different factions of AI aren't going to be limited to zones like we'd previously thought. Not a lot can be gleaned from this blog post, and a lot of people on the Hytale info subreddit are going to be very, very mad at this. But it's nice to know that they're still working along on the game, that they're getting external playtests, because that's just massive. I'm not going to say like, oh, beta in December, but it definitely means that they're on track and they're doing the right thing, and we can probably expect a beta at least at the end of 2024, hopefully. I'm too scared to hope, but we did get a bit of news. This is the main news. But also, I like that they mentioned in the combat section that they were testing for balance and then also buffs, which means that they're going to actually try to make equivalent weapons equal. So like an iron sword would be equivalent to an iron axe, which is really good because they could have just gone in with the mentality of, oh, not everything needs to be equal, so we can just have maybe an overtuned sword that is the best by far. So if they're buffing things, that means that they want to make the game more even and give players maximum freedom in choosing what part of the combat system they wish to use. All in all, not much can be learned from the blog post. We got a couple images. This image of the Farron, this image of what I assume is also a Farron skull, but could be anything really. These kind of look like dinosaurs on the bottom. An image of Outlanders, and this one has a wand. This one's got like a sword of some kind, but otherwise, again, not really much can be taken from it. Here's this Garak den, which is pretty interesting because you've got the concept art for the den itself, which we've seen a lot, and then the typical black silhouette of the Hytale guy. But you've also got a Farron here in the foreground, as well as these complex-looking terrain in the background, which could suggest cities or just interesting terrain, but it's nice to know the entirety of Zone 2 won't just be like a flat desert. So yeah, that's the entirety of the Summer 2023 blog post Hytale update. I suspect a lot of people in the Hytale community will be very mad about this one because not a lot was shown off about the actual game, and it was kind of just the regular old corporate hodgepodge, and a lot of people really wanted a release window, and they did not get that. Not much was said about the game, so, yeah. I guess what did we really expect? That's kind of what I expected if we got a summer blog post. I've been Muffled Muffin. Bye for now.